Taking a look at today's equity index futures markets. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 futures. It's realizing a little bit of selling pressure here today. We're seeing it down about 0.5% currently, right around the 4150 level. So coming off of the all-time highs that we did see last Friday. And again, a little hesitation here to start the week. And we're kind of seeing that across the board in most of the major equity index futures markets, And I think a couple of factors playing into why we're seeing this hesitation today. Number one, I think the news cycle over the weekend wasn't all that positive. We did see some volatility in the crypto space. We also did see some rehashing of the bank earnings, and the banks not necessarily reacting as positively, I think, as some had hoped, even though those earnings came out pretty strong. So I think that kind of psychology crept into the market over the weekend, and why we're seeing hesitation now. I think the market also is waiting to focus on the earnings announcements that will start to roll out pretty heavily throughout this week. So maybe, again, a little bit of a lull here while market participants wait to see how these earnings play out as we move through the week. And the second factor, I think, is the rotation trade that we're seeing. We are seeing quite a significant rotation continuing under this market. And then when I speak to that, I want to point out, when we look at today's price action, the Dow futures are down about 25 basis points or 30 basis points, so about 1/3% today. The S&P futures were down 0.5% or so, as I mentioned. NASDAQ futures down about 1%, and the Russell futures down about 1.5%. So, as I mentioned, there is that rotation taking place underneath the surface here, as we're seeing, again, the industrial names still continuing to benefit a little bit. Tech names coming under some selling pressure, and the small caps coming under even further selling pressure here to start the week.